All right, in this tutorial, we're going to see how we can use our curve tool and the revolve tool together to create the beginnings of a standing lamp. We'll do the shade in class on Monday, but we're going to go ahead and construct this element that you see on screen now. And in order to do that, the way we used the curve tool for our wine glass as well as our bowl, we'll start out with the same sort of a path. I'm going to hold down the space bar. I'm going to choose Create, CV Curve Tool, and I'm going to set it in the attributes. I'm going to choose 2. Now, if you recall, just to review, many of the tools in Maya, at the end of the little drop-down menu is a box, and that's going to allow you to get into the attributes to make specific changes to your tool. So it's a good idea to click on Reset Tool if you're using the lab machines, because someone else probably has set it differently. I'm going to choose 2, and that's going to give me the opportunity to make some of these softer curves as well as some of the straight areas here in a very basic way. And if you can see what I'm doing here now, I'm going to begin this shape against that vertical y-axis because we want to revolve it on its y-axis. So I'll go down against the y-axis and I'll begin to make the base of this lamp. And it's always a good idea to drop more points than you think you're going to use. Much easier to delete than go back and have to add points. Bit of a nuisance. So if you're in doubt about the contour of your shape, or if you want to edit it afterwards, for the time being, it's better to add more points than perhaps you would anticipate. Once I've got all the points I want, I'm going to hit Return on the keyboard, and my path turns green. Now, if I wanted to at this point, and I wasn't pleased with the contours, I could always right-click and go to my Control Vertices, and I can go in now and I can kind of adjust these. I also have the option after the actual geometries revolve to edit as well, and we will do that to review what we've done in the past with our bowl and wine glass. So I'm going to right-click directly on the path, go back to its object mode, and I'll make sure it's selected. I'll hold down the space bar, and I'm going to go to my surface menu. 4th bar down, pretty much over on the right-hand side. And we're going to use that revolve tool again. So I'll go to the attribute. Once my revolve options come up, I'm going to click on Edit, Reset Settings. I'm going to choose Polygon from the very bottom of the menu in the center there. And I'm going to choose Quads, and I'm going to choose Control Points. And if I hit Apply now, it revolves a shape that's pretty close to what I have in mind. Now, you'll see that it is pretty jagged compared to that, but if I were to anticipate down the line at the end of the animation, smoothing this and adding more faces, and hit 3 on the keyboard, that gives me a more accurate depiction of what I have. Now I'm just moving the geometry over to the left, and I'm going to center the pivot. And now I'm going to be able to re-edit this to get this a little bit more believable. It's kind of clunky looking, so what I'll do now is I'll start to select the vertex. I'm right-clicking on the path, going to Control Vertex. And in here, I can start to edit this. So I can edit in every direction I want, really, with groups or individual vertices, like so. And you can see you can go in, you can refine this if you choose. And I'm going to zoom in on the very top. And I'm going to select the vertex that's against that y-axis. And if I put that pretty close to the top edge, it's going to close out that light bulb shape for me. I'm going to return to my object mode for my path. Now if I select on my geometry, I'll hit 1 on the keyboard. There are the polygon faces. Just as a little side note, while you're working in your viewports in Maya, very often when you create your geometry, it may appear to be just jet black here. In each window, you have the option of clicking on lighting and then choosing two-sided lighting. And then you'll see your geometry in the gray form you're accustomed to. Any other questions or errors that you kind of encounter along the way, shoot me an email and hopefully I can address them via video, or we can answer them in class.